Welcome to another episode of Legal Insights with Barrister Garn from Siam Center Law Group. Today we'll be discussing the distinction between a civil contract breach and fraud under the law of Thailand. Let's explore the criteria that determine how these cases are classified. When an event occurs where a party fails to comply with an agreement, such as non-payment or failure to deliver goods, it can be considered a breach of contract in civil law. However, the victim may seek to classify it as fraud under criminal law, as it carries more severe consequences. The key principle in distinguishing between a civil contract breach and fraud lies in examining the intention of the parties involved. If there was a genuine intent to enter into a contract initially, but issues later arose preventing its fulfillment, it would be treated as a civil breach. While this principle seems straightforward, uncovering hidden intentions can be challenging. However, in Thailand, the courts examine whether the initial intent was to defraud or genuinely enter into a civil contract, considering various criteria. Let's explore these criteria. Criterion 1 focuses on the practicality of the agreement. If the agreement itself is impractical or involves non-existent assets, such as selling land that doesn't exist or making false promises of high returns on investment, it may be classified as fraud. Criterion 2 examines the presence of forged documents or the use of false evidence to induce a contract. If someone presents falsified quotes, documents, or misrepresents an individual's credibility, it may also constitute fraud. Criterion 3 evaluates whether the money or property provided has been used as intended. If funds meant for business investment are instead used for personal purchases like buying a house or a car, it can be deemed an offense of fraud. Criterion 4 analyzes the extent to which the agreement has been fulfilled. If there are partial deliveries, partial payments, or incomplete performance according to the contract, it may indicate a breach of contract rather than fraud. Criterion 5 considers the reasons behind the agreement's non-fulfillment. While factors like epidemics, accidents, or non-payment by the customer may explain non-compliance, if there is no valid reason presented to the court, it may be considered fraud. Lastly, Criterion 6 examines the actions taken after the contract was breached. If the party immediately admits fault, offers refunds or remedies the damages, or enters into a non-escaping agreement, it is less likely to be considered fraud. However, if the party disappears, cannot be contacted, or engages in behavior to conceal assets, it may be seen as an offense of fraud. Determining whether an event falls under a civil contract breach or fraud requires a thorough examination of these criteria. It's important to seek legal advice to properly assess your situation and protect your rights. That concludes today's discussion on civil contract breaches and fraud under the law of Thailand. If you require legal assistance or have any questions related to this topic, please reach out to Siam Center Law Group. Stay tuned for more legal insights in our upcoming episodes.